This is Zach B, and welcome back to another brand new loot episode here on Blowout Gaming. That's right, guys, all things Genesis all the time. I really can't stop myself because I've been having an absolute blast. And today, I am going to be taking a thorough look at all of the loot that we can expect from the loot drops around the map. And I'm not talking about 1 or 2 or 10. I'm talking about 100 of each color. So strap in, it's about to get crazy. Smash that like button, and let's jump right into it. Now, personally, guys, I really have to appreciate the attention to detail because each one of these loot drops correlates with an asteroid and a resource out here in the void. The white drop is Ambergris. The green drop is Crystal. The blue drop is Sulfur. The pink drop is Element Shards. The yellow drop is Obsidian. The red drop is Oil. The Aqua drop is Element Dust. And the orange drop is Black Pearls. Alright, guys, so we just got done to organize the white drops. Let's take a look and see what we got. Now, first of all, guys, this is the miscellaneous stuff that didn't really fit in one of the folders, and I think that this is really awesome. Right off the bat, you can see that we are going to get these plant species R seeds, which are basically the meat seeds from the drops, which I'm pumped up about. And then you know what? We get a little bonus hover sail action. That's pretty fantastic. First of all, guys, you can see the armor, pretty straightforward. It's all chitin. That's right, it's all chitin and then a couple of gas masks. Now, when it comes to weapons, guys, we actually had a pretty decent selection here. We ended up with the charged lantern, the assault rifle, the pike, compound bow, the tech railgun, which I was really surprised about, and then the simple shotgun. I think the tech railgun was probably the biggest surprise, and it's an Ascendant, which is pretty cool. Now, jumping into the saddles, guys, pretty good selection of saddles as well, I have to say. We ended up with the Parasaur, the Roll Rat, the Deinonychus, the Astrodelphus, the Megalania, the Procoptodon, the Maywing, the Pachyrhino, the Quetz, and the Aranio. So, honestly, a really good selection, and as you can see, the majority of these are actually Ascendant. That's pretty cool. I wasn't even really looking at that when I got these organized. But yeah, Ascendant saddles, guys, and a good selection of them. And then the blueprints are going to be blueprints for all of the things that I just showed you. And then lastly, we did end up with some building supplies. Funny enough, just kind of a random assortment of building supplies. Nothing in particular. Yeah, nothing too consistent. Pretty good variety. You guys can definitely count on this armor, weapons, and saddles being pretty consistent every time. Now let's open up some greens. Alright, guys, so we just got done with the 100 green loot drops, and let's jump right into it. Now, first of all, you can see we did get quite a bit of fertilizer and a few straggler batteries. We did end up with a tech sensor, some bars of soap, a couple of beers, some propellant, and a tech crop plot. And then it does look like we ended up with one species Y seed. So again, pretty random. I wouldn't count on any of that stuff. You probably could count on the fertilizer, though. Now, when it comes to the armor, pretty straightforward. It's all cloth and riot. Now, I think that's a pretty funny combination. We either have the worst or the best. So, we've got all cloth here. Again, all sorts of different strengths and durability. And then, of course, we have all of the riot. And we also have all of the riot shields in here as well. You can also count on that because, unfortunately, we did not end up with basically any weapons at all. Just a couple of bigger items, but this is just singular items, so I really wouldn't count on those. So it really does look like the main weapon, if we can consider it that, is going to be the Riot Shield. Now, jumping right over to the saddles, guys, it is, again, lots of saddles to choose from, except in this one, we are getting consistent with the Mosa Platform saddle, the Aqua saddle, the Capro saddle, the Aloe, Trike, Ravager, Diplodocus, the Yudi, and the Pulmonoscorpius all have saddles that we can find in the green drops. So, again, if you're looking for one of those in particular, make sure to take a look in the green drops. And then, of course, on to building supplies. Again, just another random assortment of nonsense. Really pretty random and, you know, nothing too consistent that I would rely on. But you guys are going to be able to get a couple of supplies. Hey, you might get a tech generator. How about that? So, pretty straightforward, guys. That's going to be the green drops. Let's get back to it. 100 blue drops coming up. Man, honestly, I'm getting good at this, guys. That was pretty quick. 100 blue drops in the books. And as you can see, we're starting it off right. I like this one a lot. I think the blue might be my favorite. We've got the canoe, which again, I don't really care about the canoe. Those are pretty simple to make. But we did end up with a cryo fridge, a tech Jenny, a tech force field, another R species seed, which I'm always happy for, a tech pod, and a tech trough. So all of these are really great items. Even one-offs, I would love to get that any day of the week. And then we jump right into armor, and we did end up with a bunch of the desert cloth. Now, when it comes to weapons, these are my favorite group of weapons. And I think you guys might agree that this is a pretty sweet selection. So right off the bat, you can see we have the tech sword, the tech rifle, we have the tech grenade launcher. We have all of our mining drills in this one, guys, so make sure to make a note of that. Blue drops for mining drills. And then we've got our simple pistols. And then to top it off, we have our pump action shotguns. So that's pretty sweet. I think that all of these are really effective and pretty useful items that we'd be looking for in the game. And then we did end up with a couple of cruise missiles as well, which I thought was pretty funny. Jumping right into the saddles. Again, no surprise, we do have a huge selection. Started off, we ended up with the Rock Drake saddle. We have some Galley saddles. We have some Sarco saddles, couple Mega Shellon saddles, did end up with a bunch of the Megalodons, do have some of these Megalocero saddles, and then the Thylacoleo, the Ichthyosaurus, and the Chalicotherium. Pretty good selection, and then real quick, I'll just show you guys more building supplies. I think the only thing different here is that we did end up with a gas collector. I think that's pretty much it. But otherwise, we've seen it all before. Oh yeah, it looks like we did finally get a loadout mannequin as well. I really like these loadout mannequins. Let me know what you guys think of them in the comments below. But I really find them pretty useful. Let me jump back into it. 3 down, 5 to go. Pink is coming up. 100 drops. Here we go. All right, guys, halfway done. Let's jump into the loot. You can see we have a ton of fertilizer, but we did end up with a few other items. Again, the R species plant, so it's good to see that we're seeing these seeds consistently through all of the drops. I love that. Jumping right into the armor. Honestly, this wasn't my favorite. It's just a bunch of hide and some of these mining helmets. The weapons, guys, we do have some of those new items from the Genesis 2 DLC. A bunch of miniguns. We actually did get an Ascendant minigun, which looks pretty decent. A bunch of tech claws. We do have some fabricated sniper rifles, lances, and then the tech bow. And then honestly, if you're really lucky, it does look like you can also pull off a chainsaw or two. Pretty straightforward. If you're looking for something in particular, just take a note of it and you'll be able to find it in these. And then of course, over to the saddles. Pretty good selection. I think this is a pretty useful batch of saddles personally. We do have the Sabertooth, Snow Owl, Leopleurodon, the Rock Drake saddles. We have some Morel Top saddles. We have the Paracer platform saddle. And then we also have a couple Lamantria saddles and some Duckleo saddles. And then a couple of Guanodon saddles to finish it off. So really good selection as well. Let's get back to it, guys. Halfway done. Yellow drop coming up. Just like that, guys, another one in the books. We've got the yellow drop. Let's take a look. First off, I think this is pretty interesting. The first drops that we saw give out skins of any kind, and this one, we got a ton of the glider suit skins. So, guys, if you're looking for the glider suit, the yellow drop is where it's at. Let's jump into the armor. All fur, pretty straightforward. Nothing new about this, but I do love a good selection. Look at this, 162 fur chest piece. That's pretty decent, guys. Over here to the weapons, this is where we're going to get a bunch of our beginning game utility weapons, so be on the lookout for the yellow drops, guys, just starting out. We have our metal hatchets and metal picks. We have our tech pistols, which, boy, I'm pretty pumped up about the 153 Ascendant tech pistol. I'm going to have to take that one out for a spin after I get done. the tech shoulder cannon, which, you know, that's always nice to have. And then we have a good variety of swords and a nice selection of rocket launchers. So all the way around, pretty straightforward, but I'm pretty happy with these weapons. And then over to saddles, we have our Hyenodon, Karkanos, we have our Giga saddles, Raptor saddles, Beaver saddles, we have Megatherium saddle, Woolly Rhino saddle, Arthroplura, Parno, all of the above, guys. Pretty good selection overall again. So far, it seems like there's been a pretty good selection throughout all of the loot drops. Really no overlap at all, which I really love to see. 300 more loot drops to go. We're on to the red. Let's get into it. Sweet. All right, so we're all done with the red. I just finished getting this organized. Let's jump right into it. I don't want to take any time. Fertilizer out the wazoo. The tech sensor we also got, and then a couple more of these species seeds. Now, this here I was the most excited about. This is the first carnivorous plant seed that I've seen. I haven't seen this in a drop before. Let me know if you guys have seen this outside of these loot drops around the map. But I was pumped. Obviously, out of 100, we got one. So very, very rare. But I'm going to plant this and see if we can grow ourselves a carniflora with our tech crop plot that we got. So seems like they're setting me up just to have a little bit of fun. Armor. Awesome. We've got our ghillie. Let's jump over to the weapons. Honestly, a lot less of a selection. You can see that here. We have our flamethrowers, our fabricated pistols, and then we have a couple long neck rifles and some electric prods. And these aren't even that strong of weapons, honestly, especially these long neck rifles. That's a pretty big disappointment. And then onto the saddles, guys. We have the plesiosaur, the Anki, the Tapahara, the gas bag. We have the Daeodon, we have the PT, we have Spinos, we have Fiamias, Manta saddles, and then we have our Rex saddles in this one, guys. So we're definitely going to be paying attention, looking for good Rex saddles. I didn't get any, and then I got one Lonely Gotcha saddle. A good selection. Let's go ahead and get right back into it. We are on to the Aqua. 100 Aqua loot drops coming up. So guys, I have to take it back. This is the most interesting thing that I've seen. So far, we have had zero overlap, nothing was the same, and then this Aqua is the exact same as the red. I can't believe it. We have ghillie for the armor, just ghillie. We have the same exact weapons. We have long neck, flamethrower, the electric prod, and the pistol. Although this time, you can see we got a lot more weapons. We finally got a decent long neck, which is what I was looking for. And then the saddles, again, all of the same saddles. Gotcha saddles, gas bag saddles, Anki saddles, plesiosaur. It looks like you guys are going to be able to get the same exact items from the red and the Aqua drops. So keep that in mind. All right, guys. So we're almost done. All we have left is the orange loot crate. Let's go ahead and spawn in 100 more and see what we get. Now, honestly, this just feels broken. You have to let me know in the comments below. What is going on, guys? Ghillie, again, for the armor. Weapons, the same weapons. What is happening, guys? That's 3 in a row. Blueprints are the same. Saddles are the same. Oh my gosh, I've got Rexes for days now. What is happening, guys? We've got the same items 3 in a row. What is going on? I am so surprised by that. The red, the aqua, and the orange drops are identical. Very, very surprised. Now over here, guys, you can also see I have all of these resources lined up. Now, literally, I have them stacked to the sky because you can get every single one of these resources in every single loot crate. But as you can see, guys, we have cement paste, sulfur, congealed gas balls, condensed gas, we have thatch, wood, flint, gems. We ended up with a bunch of silicate, which I thought was pretty interesting. Basically, instead of silica pearls, they're doing silicate in all of these loot drops, which is funny. I don't have any problem with that. We also have black pearls. We ended up with element dust, element shard, oil, metal of both kinds. We have ingot and unrefined, element shards, element itself, although, you know, some of these like absorbent substrate and element we got the least amount of, so I really wouldn't worry about that. You guys can definitely count on consistent materials no matter what color loot crate you're getting. And then lastly, of course, we ended up with a bunch of refrigerators. Now, interestingly enough, there was pretty much nothing special with any of these. We ended up with a little bit of bug repellent, some raw meat and some cooked meat, and some berries in absolutely every single one. I was happy to get a couple more mind wipe tonics. I complained about that in the tier loot crates that we buy from Helena. I definitely wouldn't waste any time with missions, and I'm going to be buying a lot fewer loot crates. So that's going to do it for today's episode, guys. I really appreciate you hanging out with me. Make sure to hit that like button if you enjoyed it, and of course, smash the subscribe button, and I will see you guys in the next episode.